Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The hotel lobby is bustling as I step through the glass doors, the scent of polished marble and expensive perfume wrapping around me like a cloak. My heart races with excitement. Today, I'm surprising Lily during her business trip in the city. After years of trust, I feel it's time to show her just how much she means to me. We've had our ups and downs, but I know she's been working hard. I want to sweep her off her feet. I check the room number again, room 512. It's a plush suite on the 5th floor, just down the hall from the elevator. I can imagine her surprised face, that radiant smile lighting up her eyes when she sees me. I can almost hear her laugh, a sound I've missed lately. We've both been so busy, and I can't help but wonder if this trip has been a chance for her to unwind. As I reach the door, I pause. The hallway is quiet, the muted sounds of the lobby fading away. I knock softly, imagining her rushing to the door, her hair slightly tousled and her cheeks flushed from work, or perhaps something else entirely. I wait, the anticipation building in my chest. Nothing. I knock again, a bit harder this time. Still silence. An uneasy feeling begins to creep into my mind, but I shake it off. Maybe she's on a call or in the shower. I pull my phone from my pocket, ready to text her, but then I notice the door is slightly ajar. I push it open, my heart pounding in my ears. Lily. I call, my voice breaking the stillness. As I step inside, the scene before me freezes time itself. There, in the dim light of the suite, my wife is half naked, her body entwined with another man's. He's sprawled across the bed, oblivious to my presence as Lily, my Lily, leans over him, her lips moving with a practiced ease that twists my gut into knots. The world narrows down to that moment, the air thick with betrayal. Lily. The word escapes my lips as a hoarse whisper, disbelief clawing at my throat. She jerks up, wide-eyed, her expression morphing from shock to horror in an instant. The man, his name slipping my mind like sand through fingers, looks between us, confusion etched across his features. What the hell is going on? I demand, my voice steadier than I feel. I'm furious, heartbroken, and utterly betrayed all at once. My hands clench into fists at my sides as I struggle to keep my composure. James. I didn't expect you. Her voice is shaky, and she scrambles to cover herself with the sheets, but it's too late. The truth is laid bare before me, and I feel the ground shift beneath my feet. Clearly. My words drip with sarcasm, each syllable like a dagger. So this is what business trips are for now. I can explain, she pleads, her voice rising in panic. It's not what you think. Then what is it, Lily? I take a step closer, the betrayal washing over me like cold water. Is this part of your work? I swear, it's just a mistake, she stammers, but I cut her off. A mistake? You're half naked in a hotel room with another man. How is that a mistake? The anger bubbles over, a rush of adrenaline coursing through my veins. I feel a rush of power in this confrontation, a storm brewing inside me. James, please. Just let me explain. She reaches out, but I step back, shaking my head. No more lies. The words are heavy, a finality hanging in the air. I'm done with the excuses, the secrecy. This moment shatters everything I thought we had built together. I can't believe this, I whisper, more to myself than to her. The betrayal cuts deep, sharper than any knife. I look at the man, still sitting there, unrepentant. And you? Did you know she was married? He shrugs, nonchalant, as if it doesn't matter. Just business, man. Business. The word tastes bitter on my tongue. I can feel the room closing in around me, my vision narrowing. I need to get out, away from her, away from this betrayal that taints everything. I turn, making my way toward the door, the anger and hurt boiling inside me. You'll regret this, Lily. You have no idea what you've done. James, don't go, she calls after me, desperation lacing her voice, but I can't look back. I slam the door behind me, the sound echoing down the hallway like a gunshot. I lean against the cool metal of the elevator doors, my mind racing. I can't believe she would do this to me. The trust one had in her shatters, leaving only a raw wound. But with the pain comes a burning fire of resolve. I can't let her get away with this, she needs to feel the consequences of her actions. As I ride down, I begin to plot my revenge, a plan forming in my mind. She thinks she can betray me without facing the music. No. I will make sure she understands the weight of her choices. By the time I step onto the street, I know one thing: Lily will regret ever crossing me. The cold air outside hits me like a slap, jolting me back to reality. I stand on the bustling street, people rushing past, their lives unperturbed by the chaos inside me. I pull out my phone and glance at the screen, several missed calls from Lily. Each buzz feels like a reminder of the trust she shattered. I take a deep breath, the city sounds blending into a dull roar. Anger ignites within me, fueling my resolve. I can't just walk away, I need to make her feel what she's done. I want her to understand the pain of betrayal, to experience the fear of losing everything she thought she had. I think of my brother, Mark. He's always been the one with connections, the one who knows how to navigate the darker corners of life. I pull up his number and press call, pacing back and forth on the sidewalk. James? His voice is gruff, tinged with concern. What's up? Mark, I need your help. It's urgent. My voice is steady, but my heart races. Everything okay? Not even close. I just caught Lily with another man. The words feel surreal, like I'm recounting a scene from a movie instead of my own life. There's a pause on the other end. Damn, man. I'm sorry. What are you going to do? I want revenge. The word hangs in the air, charged with energy. I need to make her regret this. All right, he replies, his tone shifting to a more serious note. What do you have in mind? I start pacing faster, ideas colliding in my mind. I want to expose her. I need proof, something that will hurt her reputation at work. She can't just walk away from this. Mark chuckles darkly. I know a guy who can help with that. He's into unconventional methods, but he gets results. Are you ready to go that far? Whatever it takes, I reply, a cold determination settling in. I can already envision Lily's face when she realizes what I'm doing, the confusion and fear, just like I felt when I walked in on her. Meet me at the Rusty Nail in an hour. I'll bring him along, Mark says before hanging up. I feel a rush of adrenaline. This is the first step in my plan, a taste of the control I've been craving since that moment of betrayal. As I make my way to the bar, my thoughts swirl with images of what's to come. I imagine Lily's shock when the evidence of her infidelity comes to light. Her career, her carefully crafted image, all of it will crumble. I'll be the architect of her downfall, and it's exhilarating. The Rusty Nail is dimly lit and filled with the scent of old wood and cheap beer. I spot Mark at the back, a tall figure nursing a drink. Beside him is a man I don't recognize, short, with a crooked smile and shifty eyes. He looks like he's seen the underbelly of the world. James, this is Rick, Mark introduces, gesturing to the man. He's the one I was talking about. Hey, I nod, sizing him up. I need your help. Yeah, I heard, Rick says, his voice low and gravelly. What's the plan? I want to gather evidence that will ruin Lily's career. Something that will hit her hard. The words feel heavy as they leave my lips, but there's no turning back now. Rick leans back, a smirk creeping across his face. I can get you what you need. I have a few contacts who love to dig into people's dirty laundry. What's her company? I can make some calls. Adams and Company, I reply, feeling a sense of power. She's an account manager. She's got a lot riding on her reputation. Consider it done, Rick says, his eyes glinting with mischief. But you'll owe me. This isn't charity work. Fine, I say, determination hardening my resolve. Just get me something good. As we discuss the details, I can feel the pieces of my revenge plan coming together. It's intoxicating, this feeling of control. I know it's wrong, but in this moment, it feels right, justified. Hours pass as we talk, Rick outlining how he'll get to the bottom of Lily's life. I'm almost giddy with anticipation, my mind racing through scenarios of her downfall. I can't wait to watch her squirm when the truth surfaces. Once I have what I need, how do you want to play it? Rick asks, his fingers tapping rhythmically on the bar. I want it public, I reply, a wicked smile spreading across my face. I want her to see the fallout, to realize what she's lost. Mark raises an eyebrow. You sure you want to go that far? It could get messy. I'm ready for messy, I snap, my anger boiling over. She needs to understand the consequences of her actions. Rick shrugs. All right then. I'll work on it. Just sit tight, and I'll reach out when I have something. We finish our drinks, a silent agreement sealing the deal. As I step outside, the night air cools my heated thoughts, but the fire of vengeance burns brighter than ever. I'm a man on a mission, and there's no going back now. With each step away from the bar, I feel a sense of freedom. I'm no longer just the betrayed husband, I'm a force to be reckoned with. I will make Lily feel the sting of her betrayal, and in doing so, I'll find my own closure. The path ahead is murky, but it's a path I'm ready to walk. The days drag on in a blur of anticipation, each moment stretching out as I wait for Rick's update. My mind races with images of Lily, living her life unaware of the storm brewing just beneath the surface. I've avoided her calls, letting them go to voicemail, my resolve hardening with each message. Her voice, once comforting, now fills me with a mix of anger and sadness that I can't bear to confront. On the 5th day, my phone buzzes, and I nearly drop it in my haste to answer. It's Mark. James, Rick has something for you. Can you meet us at the same place? His voice is urgent, and my heart skips a beat. I'll be there, I reply, adrenaline surging through me. This is it, the moment I've been waiting for. The rusty nail feels different today, the air thick with tension as I walk in. I spot Mark and Rick at our usual table, their expressions serious. I slide into the booth, my heart pounding in my chest. What do you have? I ask, my voice low and steady. Rick pulls out a folder from his bag and lays it on the table. I did some digging into Lily's company and her personal life. There's more than I expected. He opens the folder, revealing printed emails, photos, and various documents. My breath hitches as I scan the pages, each detail intensifying the fire in my gut. First off, she's been sending flirty emails to clients, not just the one you caught her with, Rick explains, pointing at the screen of his laptop. Here's one from a client named Greg. It's intimate, to say the least. I grit my teeth, rage boiling over. She's using work to get close to men. Unbelievable. Wait, it gets better, Rick continues, flipping to another page. I also found out she's been making unauthorized withdrawals from the company's budget, funneling money to a personal account. This could be a huge scandal. What? My voice rises in disbelief. How did you find this? Rick shrugs, a grin creeping onto his face. Let's just say I have my ways. And trust me, this information could take her down. Mark leans in, his voice low. You sure you want to go through with this? Once you drop this bomb, there's no going back. I look at the evidence spread before me, a wave of satisfaction washing over me. I'm done living in her shadow, waiting for her to betray me again. She needs to learn that actions have consequences. Rick nods, his expression shifting to serious. All right then, when do you want to drop this? Tonight, I say, the words spilling out before I can second-guess myself. I want her to feel it as soon as possible. Okay, Rick replies, pulling out his phone. I'll make a few calls. Let's set the stage for a little surprise. As we strategize, my heart races with excitement and dread. I can't help but think of how this will change everything, how it will shatter the life we built together. But the thrill of revenge overpowers my hesitation. We decide to meet Lily at a bar downtown, where she often hangs out with her colleagues after work. I'm familiar with the place, it's where we celebrated promotions and milestones, where laughter once filled the air. Now, it feels like the perfect venue for a reckoning. That evening, I stand outside the bar, my heart pounding with a mix of anticipation and anxiety. The neon lights flicker above me, casting a harsh glow on my face. I take a deep breath, reminding myself why I'm here. I want her to feel the weight of her choices. Mark arrives first, and I can see the tension in his posture. Are you ready for this? He asks, concern etched on his face. I have to be, I reply, my voice steady. It's time she knows the truth. As we wait, I scan the crowd, searching for Lily. Finally, I spot her walking in, laughter spilling from her lips as she greets her colleagues. My heart sinks, a pang of nostalgia hitting me hard. This was once our life, filled with joy and laughter. Now, it feels tainted. Rick arrives, a sly smile on his face. Showtime, he says, pulling out his phone. I'll get the cameras ready. The three of us move inside, blending in with the crowd. I can feel the tension building, the air electric with anticipation. I watch as Lily raises her glass, her laughter ringing out like a cruel taunt. Okay, here we go, Rick whispers, nodding at the nearby cameras he had set up for the reveal. When I give the signal, we'll show her the emails and photos. Let's do it, I say, determination coursing through me. As the minutes tick by, I feel my heart pounding in my chest. It's almost time. I can see the moment approaching when her world will come crashing down. Rick gives me a nod, and I take a deep breath. Now, I say, my voice low but steady. He activates the projector, and the images flash across the wall behind the bar. The laughter dies down as people turn to see what's happening. My heart races as I watch Lily's face shift from joy to confusion, then horror as she realizes what's unfolding. Lily. I call out, my voice slicing through the tense silence. Care to explain these? She spins around, eyes wide with shock. James. What is happening? This is what you've been doing while I trusted you, I say, pointing at the images flashing behind her. Flirting with clients, stealing from your company. You thought you could get away with it. The bar buzzes with whispers and murmurs, and I can see the panic setting in. Lily opens her mouth to speak, but no words come out. I never thought you would stoop this low, I continue, the satisfaction coursing through me like a drug. You made your choice, Lily. Now you get to face the consequences. The silence is deafening, her colleagues staring in disbelief as the truth spills out. The betrayal cuts through her, and for the first time, I see the cracks in her facade. James, please. I can explain, she pleads, desperation lacing her voice. Explain what? I shoot back, my voice steady. You betrayed me. You betrayed everything we built together. The weight of her actions hangs in the air, and I can feel the crowd's energy shifting. This is only the beginning, and I want her to feel the full force of her betrayal. As I step back, letting the reality of her choices wash over her, I feel a sense of relief. The storm I've been carrying is finally unleashed, and there's no turning back now. I watch as the realization dawns on her, the betrayal mirrored in her eyes. Tonight, she learns that trust is a fragile thing, easily shattered and impossible to rebuild. And I'll be there, watching the destruction unfold. The aftermath of tonight's revelation at the Rusty Nail still lingers in the air, thick with tension and whispers. As I step out into the cool night, the city feels different, bruised and vulnerable, just like me. The plan is set in motion, and there's no turning back. My mind races with the final steps needed to ensure that Lily and her accomplice, Greg, pay for their betrayal. Back at home, the silence is deafening. I sit alone in the living room, the weight of my actions pressing down on me. The folder Rick provided lies on the coffee table, a constant reminder of the path I've chosen. I glance at the clock, it's almost midnight. Perfect timing. Now, it's time to execute the final phase of my revenge. I reach for my phone and call Mark. His voice answers immediately, tinged with concern. "James, what's going on? You sounded intense earlier." "I need your help one last time," I say, my voice cold and resolute. "It's time to finish this." Mark sighs but agrees. "All right, meet me at my place in 30 minutes. We need to ensure everything goes smoothly." As I hang up, I feel a surge of adrenaline. This is it, the culmination of my plan. I gather the necessary tools, a laptop, a USB drive loaded with incriminating evidence, and a small, concealed firearm. Every step has been calculated, every detail meticulously planned. There's no room for error. 30 minutes later, I arrive at Mark's house. He greets me at the door, his expression serious. "You ready for this?" "As I'll ever be," I reply, my eyes steely with determination. Inside, Mark has set up a makeshift command center. Multiple screens display live feeds from various locations: Lily's office, her favorite coffee shop, and even her home. "We have eyes everywhere," Mark informs me. "Greg is meeting her at the downtown office tonight. It's the perfect opportunity." I nod, my mind already racing through the possibilities. We need to make sure they can't escape or call for help. I want this to be final. Mark hands me a set of keys. "These will get you into the office building. Security is tight, but with our setup, we can disable the cameras and alarms." I take the keys, feeling the cold metal against my skin. "Let's do this." We drive to the office building, the city lights reflecting off the rain-soaked streets. The air is thick with anticipation as we approach the imposing glass structure. Mark and I move swiftly, disabling the security cameras and slipping into the building unnoticed. The elevator ride feels interminable, each second stretching into eternity. When we reach the top floor, I can see Lily and Greg through the window of her office. They're deep in conversation, unaware of the impending doom. My heart pounds in my chest, but there's no room for hesitation. I push open the door, my entrance silent but commanding. "James," Lily gasps, her eyes widening in shock. Greg stands, trying to mask his unease. "Lily," I say, my voice low and menacing. "It's over." She steps back, fear and confusion etched across her face. "James, please, I can explain." "No more explanations," I cut her off, my hand tightening around the firearm. "You betrayed me, not once, but twice. And now, it's time you face the consequences." Greg steps forward, trying to intervene. "James, let's talk about this. We can figure something out." I laugh bitterly. "Figure something out? You think you can just waltz into my life, destroy it, and expect me to forgive and forget? No chance." Mark enters the room, his presence adding to the tension. We've gathered enough evidence to ruin both of you. Your careers, your lives, it's all falling apart. Lily sobs, reaching out as if to grasp the remnants of our broken marriage. Please, James, don't do this. We can fix it. But there's no fixing what's been broken. The betrayal runs too deep, and my anger has consumed any remnants of love or forgiveness. I take a step closer, the weight of the firearm heavy in my hand. You should have thought about that before you decided to destroy everything we built. Suddenly, a loud crash echoes from the hallway. Security has been alerted. Panic flares in Lily's eyes as she looks between Greg and me. What are you going to do? Before I can respond, Mark grabs my arm, pulling me towards the door. We need to go, now. Reluctantly, I release my grip on Lily and follow Mark. As we make our escape, I glance back one last time. The look of devastation on Lily's face is all the confirmation I need. This is the end. Back in the car, we drive in silence, the gravity of our actions settling in. What now? I ask, my voice barely above a whisper. We let the evidence speak for itself, Mark replies. Lily and Greg will face the consequences of their actions. As the days pass, the fallout is swift and brutal. Lily is fired from Adams & Company, her reputation in ruins. Greg faces legal troubles as the unauthorized withdrawals are exposed, his career collapsing overnight. The media frenzy is relentless, painting me as a scorned husband seeking justice, while Lily becomes the face of corporate betrayal. In the quiet aftermath, I find myself alone. The revenge I sought has left me empty, the satisfaction fleeting. The hatred that fueled my actions now sits heavy in my heart, a constant reminder of what betrayal can destroy. The marriage we once cherished is nothing more than ashes, and our lives have irreparably diverged. One evening, I sit in my now empty home, the silence a stark contrast to the chaos of the past weeks. I receive a final message from Rick, job done. Time to move on. I glance at the evidence one last time, realizing that in my quest for revenge, I've lost more than I ever imagined. The betrayal I couldn't forgive has led me down a path of darkness, leaving me with nothing but bitterness and regret. As I turn off the lights and walk away from the remnants of my former life, I understand that some wounds never truly heal. The deception was the catalyst, but the true cost was my own soul. And so, with a heavy heart, I embrace the finality of our separation, knowing that our paths will never cross again. In the end, vengeance may have provided a temporary sense of justice, but it also sealed our fate, 2 lives forever marked by betrayal and the relentless pursuit of retribution. As I step into the unknown, I carry the lessons of trust and the scars of betrayal, hoping that someday, I can find peace beyond the shadows of my past.